Hi guys, this is Jacqui Cooper with JCooperTravels, and today I have such an exciting story to share with you. I have Eliecia here, and she has actually, um, she's a genius in terms of the crafts that she has created and what she's done to create these really cute little bags that have multiple purposes. Eliecia, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Well, thank you for having me today. I am so excited.
So tell me, first of all, what's officially the name of your business, so that way those that are listening on the podcast or those that are listening on the YouTube channel will know officially what the name of your business is.
Our business is called Barnyard Bags.
And for anyone who's listening and traveling and driving and can't, check out the podcast or for the YouTube side, keep in mind we always have a block above both of those areas. So that way the contact information for Eliecia and her bags will be there so you can actually support what she's doing and reach out to her. Or if you have any challenges, you can reach out to me and I'm happy to put you in contact. So tell me the story. You were telling me right before we got on how Barnyard Bags got started. What is a barnyard bag? And tell me the process because it's really cool.
Well, thank you. Barnyard Bags, way back in the day, I had a ton of livestock plastic bags, and we just hate throwing them away. And I needed kind of a utilitarian bag to put recyclables in, cans, whatever. And so I YouTubed how to make a livestock bag. So I did, and I made one. It was great. I mean, who cares if soda got in the bottom, because you could wipe it out, take it to the beach, you could wipe it out, and if it got ruined, oh well, it was a free bag that came with my chicken feed. So then we thought, wow, let's spice it up a little bit, and we added some lining, some fabric lining on the inside of the bag to kind of make it kind of cute. So then we used that for about a year, and we didn't really have a name. We were just kind of, I would give them as gifts or whatever. It wasn't anything business oriented. And then Oregon and Washington, that's where we are located, they decided that they were going to stop giving plastic bags at the grocery store. And I thought, well, why don't we use the bags to go grocery shopping? I mean, they're sturdy, they're heavy duty, and kind of cute with the lining. Well, I was making a bag up, and my mom said, well, why don't you put the fabric on the outside? Like, oh my gosh, brilliant idea. And so we started putting fabric on the outside, and then the white inside of the bag is on the inside. We hide the picture. And so then we thought, this is a great idea. People loved it because you can pick whatever kind of fabric you want on the outside, a wipeable surface on the inside, and that's kind of how it was started.
So I am from the city. So I didn't realize that you got bags with when you bought chicken feed. So
Yes.
what do they look like?
Well, here's one right here. It's just a plastic bag that the chicken feed goes into, and it's kind of white on the inside, just a clear plastic bag. And farmers or ranchers or whoever, I mean, a lot of times they use them for garbage or whatever, but then they toss them. So once in a while, a feed store will have a bin, and you can put them in there if you don't want them, and people will take them, use them for recycling or whatever. But people like me said, woohoo! And I had a bunch of farmers say, hey, I have a whole bunch of these in my barn. Do you want them? And I'm like, well, yeah, let's try. And so we started getting these little bags, and then that's how our barnyard bags, that's the base of the barnyard bag. Is inside is this already pretty much a bag already. We cut the bottom so that it's like a tube. And then if the customer wants fabric, then we make another tube and we construct it into a bag. We also use a grommet machine. Let's see if I can show you. A grommet machine right here to poke the holes to make it really sturdy. And in some cases, this rope comes from a marine supply place where I live. and it's extremely tough. 6,500 pounds, I think, is the rating. Not that you would be able to carry that much, but they're very tough, and they have all these different colors, and they're all hand done, and they get them once a year. So I go shopping and buy a whole different array of ropes, and that's how we make the handles. We can also make handles with the material too, so that's a flat with the material of the bag, but it's more fun and colorful to use the rope, and it's a little softer on your hands.
So, how do you market them? How large are your clients, or how do you do this?
Well, I just kind of started, so I basically word of mouth, and then I put it on our Facebook marketplace, and that's kind of where it kind of started to bloom. And one person heard about it, and then they put it on their Facebook, and then all of a sudden I have people sending me bags from all over Washington, all over Oregon. We meet at the Joann Fabrics parking lot, and I give them a bag, and they give me 10 or 15 livestock bags, and it's just kind of ballooned. I honestly did not think that it was going to be as well versed as it is, but I have people all the way from North Carolina, South Carolina, all over the country. I haven't explored outside of the country because I'm not versed in that kind of thing yet, but I would love to. But yes, and the great thing about it is that this chicken bag here is in like the Northwest, but your chicken bag back east would have a different picture. So all over the country, people send me bags that I can't get, and so it's that uniqueness of it. And so my West Coast people buy my East Coast bags, and vice versa.
So I do want to say this because I do think that this is going to take off. One, because it's recycling. Two, because it's reusing. And three, because it's reducing. So from the perspective rather of a full circle type of environment, this is wonderful. I also want to ask you that when you go on to QVC or to Shark Tank, please remember me, because I have a feeling.
Thank you. Oh, I will. I still remember my very first customer who was a paid, I've never met customer, and every person who has ever given me any sort of advice, they are dear to my heart because they're helping me. In fact, I ran a contest for the name of the company, and I'll say her first name. Michelle is the one who won. She proposed Barnyard Bags, and we loved it. So I really try to include everybody into this because people have ideas that are amazing.
I think when I saw what you were doing, and again, we met through Facebook, and the purpose of my podcast is both to excuse me, to share stories about people and what they're doing, as well as to talk about travel. But I thought to myself, this is really, really cool. So I definitely knew I needed to have you on because one, I love it when someone is creative and starting their own business. I mean, you've been in business for a while, but I always support women business owners, and especially those that are creative, because my mom was also an artist, and I think it's it's something that we need to do. It's paying it forward. So how much do the bags cost?
Well, we charge $20, and that includes whatever kind of fabric. Now, there are some instances, team sports, Disney characters, we have to charge a little bit more because we have to pay for licensing. But just normal fabric, we charge $20 plus shipping if I have to ship it. But the grommets, and there have been sometimes some of my grommets, they came from different areas and there was a failure, and so I always will stand by my product. So if something happens or if the rope frays, I've been working with people, but so far we've only had like one or two, which we were able to correct. But $20, you and I work together. We find a fabric that you absolutely love. We can put it on the inside, such as this one, which has the cute little piggy fabric. Or we can do the outside. There are a lot of people who love, cows or farm or chickens, and we can totally make it however we just work hand in hand, and your bag is 100% yours. You customized it. It is unique. There will never be another bag exactly like the one that you are carrying.
So how long does it take you to make a bag?
It from beginning to end, probably about 35 to 45 minutes, depending on the bag and what they want. Now, we have kind of launched a new product. We call it the Weekender bag, where basically it's 2 bags, 1 bag on the outside, a smaller bag on the inside. So when you open it up, you have several pockets. That takes about an hour and a half, and that is about $65. And we have extra snaps, and we have done crossbodies. So it just depends. But you and I sit down, we talk about what you want, what kind of, oh, I love pigs, or I love barnyards or cows or whatever. And if I can find the fabric, I can make a bag.
That's great. So everyone, I'm going to definitely make sure that the contact information for the bags are on my podcast, as well as on the YouTube side. And definitely reach out to me if you have any challenges in, making contact, because we definitely need to be supportive of all of our creative business owners. And thank you so much for being on. And for everyone who's listening, there is going to be a second episode, because as you know, I'm all about travel. And this is the first part of the podcast, which is about our special story. But Eliecia's traveled both globally as well as in the United States. So definitely check out the second part of the podcast so you can learn more about her adventures. And then she will also be on my other podcast. It's called Cooper Virtual Career Day. And that's for elementary, middle, and high school students who are looking at different careers, because again, we all could take more than one path in the life that we travel. And that's one reason why I call my podcast JCooperTravels, because we're traveling in different ways, not just, in the physical space of going around the globe or our country, but we also travel personally with our own personal development and empowerment. So all of the podcasts, be sure to subscribe, and they're all free. And I appreciate your support for listening. So thank you again, Eliecia, and I will talk to you in a moment. Thank you.